Hello YouTube, I am back with another video, and today we're going to be talking about an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode. Now I had one before, which it was the Tale of the Hatching, but I'm going to delete that and make a new one, just to see how it goes. And this is not the Tale of the Hatching. It will be on later. So, the very first one we're going to do is The Tale of the Dark Music. The Tale of the Dark Music, sorry. So the episode opens up to Frank running to the meeting spot where the Midnight Society meets. He's all upset at Eric, who says that they were supposed to walk together to the meeting spot, the campfire. And Eric says, "Oh, sorry, I forgot." And Frank gets really angry. And it turns out that Frank is afraid of the dark. And everyone kind of teases him about it, but Betty Ann is kind of on the softer side of him. Anyway, then the story cuts into Eric saying that there's nothing in the dark that can hurt you most of the time. So he says, submitted for the approval of the Midnight Society. And he says it's the Tale of the Dark Music. So the story opens up with this kid, Andy Carr, who isn't doing very good. His parents got divorced, and his mom's wasn't doing very good. They lived in a small, puny apartment, but then, out of luck, his mom inherited a house from an uncle she could hardly remember. It didn't cost her a dime. They got the really nice house. It wasn't the best house, but it was a lot better than the small apartment they lived in. So then, the story goes to Andy doing his paper route, which gave him enough money to buy lunch at school. He was trying to help out his mom the best he could. So, they move into the new house, and they start unpacking and rearranging the house to make the house be more fit for them. His mom is putting on those, I forget what they are. They're like those curtain things, panels, not panels. What are they? They're those things that go up on your curtains, and they're like a flap, kinda. I'm sorry, I'm not sure what they are. But she couldn't get it on, and she was getting annoyed. So she asked her son, Andy, to go down in the basement and turn on the stereo. I'm sorry. She asked him to get a ladder. Oh, before the scene of when they're in the house, he runs into his kid, Dakota, who is the town bully. So he torments Andy and says that he's not going to get a break with him around. So then, it goes on to the home scene where they're at, where Andy, his mom, and his sister are at home. And Andy's mom asked him to go down to the basement to get a ladder so she can finish putting the curtain things on. So Andy goes down to the basement, and he finds this old radio. He then asked his mom to turn on the light, turn on the power, which she does. Once the power goes on, he starts to turn on the radio. A few seconds after the radio is turned on, he starts to hear something behind him. It's this old cellar door that opens up, and this figure with glowing red eyes says, "Hello. Come on in." I'm sorry, I'm trying to do my best impression. The figure says, "Hello. Come on in." He gets all scared and runs up to his mom, and his sister kind of teases him about it. So then, later on in the episode, it turns out his uncle died at the bottom of the stairs. And his mom just explained that to Andy when Andy asked his mom who was his Uncle Miles. It was Uncle Miles. His name was Uncle Miles. And the son asked his mom, who was Uncle Miles. The mom didn't barely remember Uncle Miles because she was only her daughter's age, which her name is Christina. The daughter is Christina. So she's cleaning out the fireplace, and then she asked Andy to start the laundry. But while Andy's starting the laundry, he has on stereo again. So the door handle starts jiggling and opens up to this creepy doll, saying, "Hi, Andy. Won't you come play with me? We can have lots of fun." And then she holds out her hand, and Andy's mom says, "Andy, are you okay?" But Andy's like totally hypnotized. He doesn't hear her at all. He's in another world. And so Andy, not responding, makes his mom turn off the power to the radio in the basement, and the doll flies back in the cellar door. And the door just closes and locks. Well, it doesn't lock, it closes. And then Andy snaps out of it and says he's okay. And then later, his mom asks him to go down into the basement and put tarps in the wash. Once Andy does that, he hears the door jiggling again, and it turns into this carnival. Oh, I'm sorry, before. This must be why my other video didn't get any views. Excuse me for my lack of memory. But anyway, it goes on to this cellar door, and, it goes on to Coda, the town bully, and his father. And the father is saying, "You went on allowance early." And Coda's like, yeah. And so Andy throws a newspaper, and he's cleaning the stairs, like the concrete stairs. So Andy throws a newspaper, and it hits the bucket of water and splashes on Coda. The bucket of water splashes on Coda, and he gets angry. And he goes down in the basement. He chases Andy, goes down in the basement. Andy goes down in the basement and locks the door so Coda can't get to him. He gets all angry and runs off and walks off. And after his sister spooks him, it goes on to the scene where Andy has to put tarps in the wash. And the door opens up, and it's this carnival Parker. And he says, "Don't stop. Don't be afraid. You're almost here." And once he says here, he turns to this skeleton that's trying to pull him inside to the world, whatever world it is. So what happens is, he runs outside to tell his mom, because he finds out that music is what makes the door open. So he runs outside to tell his mom, but gets cornered by Coda. Coda punches him to the ground, and then throws his bike in the street when a big truck is coming. The bike is completely destroyed. He can't ride right now, and now he has to deliver his papers by foot. So Andy, being a genius, finds out that he can lure Coda into the basement and play the music. So he gets more stereos, puts it in the basement, and turns on this heavy metal music that full volume. So he turns on the heavy metal music. He taunts Coda, runs to the cellar door. He runs to the door, like where the cellar is, like those double doors that you open up, one on the left and one on the right. So he opens up the door, so he hides behind the door. Coda goes down in the basement thinking Andy is down there like last time, but it turns out Andy tricked him. He closes the door, and then puts a broom right by the handles, so Coda can't get out. Coda trying to go upstairs, thinking he can get out that way, finds out he's locked inside the cellar. So Andy turns on the music, and the cellar door becomes bright red, and Coda gets eaten by the demon in the basement. So once Andy goes down, he finds a brand new bike, and Andy finds out that it was the cellar's, and Andy finds out that he can get anything he wants as long as he feeds the demon in the basement. So it's cuts out. So his sister comes home and taunts him again, but Andy decides not to feed her to the basement demon. So the story cuts out, and it ends with Eric being all alone because Frank took his flashlight, his father's flashlight. So once he's all alone, Frank scares him, and then the episode ends. And that is the tale of the dark music. I hope you liked this video, and I apologize for my lack of memory. I'm going to try to plan this out next time, plan the episodes out better, and of how to explain them better. So, if you did watch through the whole video, I thank you. So, please give this video a like, please subscribe, because I want my channel to grow. And I want my channel to grow big. So yeah, please subscribe, and leave a comment, and leave a like. Thank you for watching.